Posting 5 videos a day might sound almost impossible to most people, especially when you consider the ideation, filming, editing, and uploading that goes into each piece of content. But with the right strategy, mindset, and workflow, it's not only achievable, it can actually be energizing and sustainable. In this narrative, I'll share the methods, habits, and philosophies that allow me to produce and publish 5 videos every single day without burning out. Whether you're a creator looking to step up your game or simply curious about high-output productivity, these insights can help you unlock your own potential. Let's start by reframing what it means to post 5 videos a day. For many, the image that comes to mind is a frantic creator, hunched over their computer late at night, scrambling to keep up with a punishing schedule. But the reality is far more methodical and, believe it or not, enjoyable. It begins with a shift in mindset. Rather than seeing content creation as a series of Herculean efforts, I view it as an integrated part of my day, broken into manageable, repeatable steps. The first pillar of this approach is planning. Every week, I set aside time to brainstorm video ideas. I keep a running list of concepts, observations, and questions that arise throughout my day. Anything that could be turned into a video. This list is my creative safety net. Instead of facing a blank page every morning, I wake up knowing exactly what I'm going to film. Planning ahead removes the stress of last-minute ideation and allows me to focus my energy on execution. Batching is my next secret weapon. Instead of switching gears constantly, I group similar tasks together. For example, I dedicate specific time blocks to scripting, filming, editing, and uploading. On filming days, I set up my space once and record all the videos for the next few days, changing outfits or locations as needed to keep things visually fresh. This minimizes setup time and allows me to get into a creative flow where ideas and delivery come more naturally. But efficient workflows are only part of the equation. To truly avoid burnout, I've learned to embrace simplicity and authenticity. Not every video has to be a blockbuster production. In fact, audiences increasingly crave realness over perfection. I focus on delivering value, whether that's information, entertainment, or inspiration, rather than obsessing over flawless visuals or elaborate edits. This doesn't mean I'm careless, but I do let go of the pressure to make every video a cinematic masterpiece. Templates and systems are also invaluable. I've created reusable assets, such as intros, outros, and graphics that can be quickly inserted into each video. I use checklists for each stage of production to make sure nothing gets overlooked. Automation tools help schedule uploads, manage social media posts, and track analytics, freeing up my mental bandwidth for creativity. It's also important to talk about energy management. Posting 5 videos a day requires stamina, not just time. I pay close attention to my physical and mental well-being. I break my day into focused work sessions, interspersed with movement, hydration, and moments of rest. I practice mindfulness and take regular walks to clear my head. I also make sure to protect my sleep schedule. No late-night editing marathons. By respecting my own limits, I ensure that I remain consistently productive without crashing. One of the most powerful habits I've developed is learning to let go of perfectionism. Early in my journey, I would agonize over every detail, spending hours tweaking edits or rewriting scripts. But I realized that chasing perfection was the enemy of consistency. Now I strive for excellence, not flawlessness. I trust my instincts and accept that some videos will resonate more than others. The key is to keep moving forward, learning from each upload, and staying focused on the bigger picture. Let's dive deeper into the week-to-week process that makes high-volume content creation sustainable. At the start of each week, I review my analytics to see what's working and what's not. I look for patterns, topics that generate engagement, formats that perform well, and feedback from my audience. This data-driven approach allows me to refine my ideas and focus on what matters most. Next, I outline my content calendar. I assign specific topics to each day, mixing evergreen content with timely trends or personal updates. This blend keeps things interesting for both me and my audience. I also leave room for spontaneity. Sometimes, the best videos come from unexpected moments or fresh ideas that surface during the week. When it comes to scripting, I keep things concise. I jot down bullet points for each video rather than writing out full scripts. This allows me to speak naturally and adapt to the camera while ensuring I hit all the key points. For shorter formats like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, I focus on a single idea or story per video. For longer content, I structure my thoughts into a clear beginning, middle, and end. Filming is where batching really shines. I set up my camera, check the lighting, and record multiple videos in one session. I keep props and outfits handy to quickly switch between videos, giving each one a distinct feel. If I stumble over my words, I simply pause and start again. There's no need to aim for a perfect take. I remind myself that editing will smooth out any rough edges. Editing is streamlined with the help of templates and presets. I use the same intro and outro for each video. And I've created custom filters and transitions that can be applied with a click. I focus on trimming out unnecessary pauses and keeping the pace lively, rather than over-engineering every frame. For platforms that favor quick, punchy content, I keep my edits fast and dynamic. Uploading and optimizing is the final step. I schedule videos to go live at peak times for my audience, using platform analytics as a guide. I write compelling titles and descriptions, using keywords that help my content reach new viewers. I also design eye-catching thumbnails in advance, so I'm not scrambling at the last minute. But there's more to avoiding burnout than just efficient workflows. Mindset is everything. I've learned to view content creation as a long-term journey, not a sprint. I celebrate small wins, positive comments, shares, or even just the satisfaction of hitting publish. I remind myself why I started creating in the first place: to share my passion, connect with others, and grow as a storyteller. Community is another crucial factor. I engage with my viewers, respond to comments, and listen to their feedback. Their enthusiasm fuels my motivation, and their suggestions often spark new ideas. I also connect with other creators, sharing tips and supporting one another through challenges. Knowing I'm not alone on this path makes a huge difference. Boundaries are essential. I set clear work hours and stick to them. I resist the urge to constantly check notifications or obsess over metrics. I make time for hobbies, friends, and family. This balance keeps me grounded and prevents the creative process from feeling like a chore. Of course, even with the best systems in place, there are days when motivation lags or inspiration runs dry. On those days, I remind myself that consistency matters more than intensity. I don't try to force brilliant ideas. I focus on showing up and doing the best I can. Sometimes, simply starting is enough to reignite my creative spark. Let's talk about the emotional side of high-frequency posting. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others or chasing viral hits. I've learned that true fulfillment comes from creating content that aligns with my values and interests. When I make videos that light me up, the process feels less like work and more like play. I also practice self-compassion. Not every video will be a smash hit, and that's okay. Instead of dwelling on disappointments, I focus on what I can learn and how I can improve. Over time, I've developed thicker skin and a deeper sense of purpose. Here are a few practical tips that keep me energized and prevent burnout. First, I rotate between different types of content. Some videos require more research or editing, while others can be filmed spontaneously. By mixing heavy-lift projects with lighter ones, I maintain variety and avoid exhaustion. Second, I repurpose content across platforms. A single idea can be adapted into multiple formats: a short for TikTok, a longer video for YouTube, a behind-the-scenes clip for Instagram. This multiplies my output without multiplying my workload. Third, I set realistic expectations. There will be days when I only post 3 or 4 videos. Instead of seeing this as a failure, I view it as an opportunity to recharge and come back stronger. Flexibility is key to sustainability. Fourth, I invest in tools and technology that streamline my process. Whether it's a reliable editing app, a good microphone, or a tripod that saves time setting up shots, the right gear makes a huge difference. Finally, I remind myself that my worth isn't tied to my productivity. Posting 5 videos a day is a goal, not a mandate. If I need to slow down, I give myself permission to do so. My well-being comes first, always. Over time, these habits have become second nature. What once felt overwhelming is now a smooth, repeatable process. I enjoy the rhythm of content creation, the challenge of coming up with new ideas, and the satisfaction of connecting with my audience every day. Looking back, I realize that the key to posting 5 videos a day without burning out isn't some superhuman talent or relentless hustle. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's about building systems, nurturing creativity, protecting your energy, and staying true to your passion. If you're inspired to increase your own output, start small. Try batching tasks, planning ahead, or simplifying your process. Experiment to find what works for you. And most importantly, remember that consistency beats intensity. The goal isn't to do everything at once, but to keep moving forward, one video at a time. In the end, posting 5 videos a day has taught me more than just productivity hacks. It's taught me resilience, adaptability, and the power of showing up day after day for both myself and my audience. It's shown me that creativity thrives not in chaos, but in routine, balance, and self-care. So whether you're aiming to increase your own content output or simply want to avoid burnout in your creative pursuits, remember, with the right mindset, systems, and self-compassion, you can achieve more than you ever thought possible, without sacrificing your joy or your well-being.